Hi everyone, it's Jonah from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to give you a walkthrough of my chilled deck. So, chills on both sides is just token spamming, which is kind of fun on the deck. So, his auto on this side is when this card's attached, you may play a chilled army token. The tokens have 10k power. They don't combo at the moment, but it's fine. So, he awakens at 6 life, which can be handy. It means that your opponent has to be careful about attacking you, and if they're not careful, then you don't necessarily need self-awaken because of it. But yeah, so on this side we have Chilled Harbinger of Destruction. He has permanent, which is during your turn he gains 5k. So in your turn he goes to 15 and your opponent's is 10, which makes it a little awkward to defend, but makes it nice when you attack. And just like his front side, when he attacks, you draw a card and then you bring out a Chilled Army token. And thus begins the token spam. So, going into the extra cards, we have 3 copies of Bad Ring Laser. So this is just handy because it counts as a counter. So discard a yellow, pay a yellow, and negate the counter. So if they go to counter your attack, play Bad Ring Laser, makes life easier. We have, in the 2 drops of the extra cards, 4 copies of Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack. So this again is more token spam. So if you have a Gotenks in your leader or battle area, which we won't for this deck, we'll just have it in the battle area, you get 2 ghost tokens. Ghost tokens have 15k power. Again, no combo cost, but it's all about getting those tokens out with a little more kick than Chilled's tokens. And then finally we have 4 copies of the Rikuma Razor Gun. Because downside of Chilled, with him being so weak in your opponent's turn, you need to defend him. Rikuma's Razor Gun is a good way to do it, because if you leaders yellow, they get the attack, and afterwards your opponent can't attack their battle cards. So you time that right and they've got one attack on you.
But flying members can't come quick enough.
Well, anything else that's cheaper couldn't come quicker. Like Mr. Roshi. So, we don't have any 1-drops in this deck, so we just go straight into 2-drops with 4 copies of Kabira, the Obedient Soldier. So, Kabira is a 2-cost blocker, which again useful for Chilled, and he has the active battle, which you can only do once per turn. You switch a Chilled Army token to rest, you choose one of your Chilled or Chilled Army cards, and it gains 5k power for the battle. So say you're needing to use him as a blocker and you don't want to spend too much from hand to block the attack, you can rest the token, give him a little bit of power. At the same time when you attack with Chilled, it just gives you a little bit extra. We then have 4 copies of Dodoria the Super Combo. So this is quite self-explanatory. When you're at 4 less, draw a card, gain 10k to the combo. It's staple to have 4 in each deck. We have finally 3 copies of Pivotal Defense Cyclopean Guard. So this is just a 20k blocker. It does have a permanent of if big gets to start, it's not the best way it cannot attack, but we don't want that. We just want him to give us the 20k blocker because it makes our life easier. So going into the 3-drops, we have 3 copies of Destructive Occupation Freezer. He's just our standard combo call, so pay 1, gain 10k to the combo. After the battle, if it's a yellow leader, play him in rest mode. And then finally, oh no, still one more 3-drop. So going to do these ones at the same time because they're basically the same effect. We have 3 copies of Leap to the Future, Sun Goten, and Leap to the Future Trunks. So they're 3-drop red, 15k power, and they both have the effect of place this on one of the cards from your hand to drop, search out the Gotenks with 25 or less power, add it to your hand. So these search outs are Gotenks, and our Gotenks allow us to do the Ghost tokens, and Ghost tokens allow us to have more tokens, and etc. So finally we have
more tokens equals more fun.
more tokens, more fun! Token spam every day. So we have finally 2 copies of Zarbon, the Emperor's Attendant. So useful card when you combo with him in your opponent's turn. Switch your battle card to active mode. So obviously you go all out, keep him in your hand, and then during your opponent's turn, if you want to protect something, you just throw that in. Like even if they're attacking a leader, you can still use it to switch one of your battle cards back up. So always handy. I will show these 2 together because they're the same character. So we have 2 copies of King Cold's Father the Emperor, and 2 copies of Overpowering King Cold. So, just to give you a side-by-side comparison. So Overpowering King Cold is very quick and easy. 20k power. The permanent of reduce the energy cost of all your freeze clan cards whose original energy is 5 or more by 2. So we make some of our large cards cheaper. And then we have the Father of the Emperor, who's a double strike with Revenge. Counter to a battle card attack is you get to play him from hand and change him to the target. And there's also of when you play it, choose an opponent's battle card, switch to rest mode. So you force a battle card to attack him, he's got Revenge, he kills it no matter what. Unless he's got Indestructible, in which case you wasted King Cold. And of course stopping that extra attack coming at you is good. Similarly with Overpowering, he just makes it quicker to go into the big stuff. So going into our 4-drops, we have 4 copies of Prodigy Fusion Super Saiyan Gotenks. So another Gotenks target for our, well, 1 Gotenks target for our Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. It's got 15k power, a Union Fusion of 1 red plus 1 other energy. You pick a Sun Goten and a Trunks Youth of the same power, place from drop to play this. And he has dual attack, so you can swing once, stand, swing again. Good. And finally in the 4-drops we have 3 copies of Toby the Obedient Soldier. So Toby's another one that works with the chill tokens. I only run 3 because you can kind of fill up the hand a bit. So he has double strike, and the active main of once per turn, switch one of your chilled army tokens to rest one of your opponent's battle cards. So if they're playing a heavy blocker or just something that you want dead but they haven't swung with it, you get Toby to put it into rest mode. So going into our 5-drops.
I didn't do anything.
He says instantly. We have 4 copies of Chill's Army General. So this is a very cool card to the deck because obviously we're spamming tokens, and this is why. He has the permanent of all of your Chilled Army tokens can combo even in rest mode. They have the combo cost of 0 and 5k power. So this infinitely puts use to our tokens. I mean, 400 can swing them, but they don't really have power. When this hits the board, your tokens gain their true use. And he has the active main of switch token to rest. He gains triple strike for the turn. So obviously with him, you play a line of tokens. You give one, you put one in rest. He gets triple strike. You swing with him, and then you combo as many tokens as you feel like giving up.
Your whole board.
Yeah, the whole board of tokens if it's the only way to kill your opponent. So finally in the 5-drops we have 1 copy of Ghost Attack Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Mostly because I can only find 1. So he has an evolve 4, 2 being red energy onto a Gotenks. The permanent ability of if you have 4 less cards in your hand, this gives all of your Ghost tokens double strike. And to make this easier on you, he has the auto ability of when you play gain 3 Ghost tokens with 15k power. So if your hand's low and you play him out successfully, which I didn't because someone plays a called Bloodlust. But if they don't do that, you get 3 double strikers, and you keep him in active mode. And the more you play, so Super Ghost Kamikaze attack, or just evolve onto another one, you just create more double strikers. And finally, to finish the deck, we have 1 copy of the 6-drop 4 Power Freezer. So it's a 25k blocker with triple strike, and after you activate this blocker, you switch it back to active mode. So, really useful card, and keeps Chilled protected because he's a weakling. So that is Chilled, and thank you for watching.